Hi, today we're going to be looking at our fifth video of the Swift School, and today we're going to be talking about data types, okay? So there's a lot of data types. I'm going to go through 5 here that are commonly used. The first is integers, and integers are your whole numbers, negative and positives. Okay, so no decimal places. So I'm going to go var my first integer, and we're going to give it a value of 5. And of course, if I hold option and click, right? If I hold option and click on the name of the variable, it tells me is of type int, and that's because Swift inferred it, right? If I wanted to explicitly tell it that my variable is an integer using notation, I could go my second integer type notation is what I meant to say, and I'm gonna say int and give it a value of -8. And surely enough, this is obviously also an integer. Cool. So that's integers. If you want to have a decimal place in your numbers, then integers are no good for you, and you would use a double. So var my first double, and let's give it a value of 12.5. And of course, Swift will infer that it's a double. If I wanted to explicitly tell it to make it a double, my second double, again, I type in double and give it a value of, let's say, -34.2. And of course, this is a double. It didn't infer, I told it to make it a double. Great. So these are two pretty straightforward data types. The third data type I'm going to talk about is character. And this and string actually go hand in hand, but I want to go through character first. So let me go ahead and create a variable here, var my character, my first character, and give it a value of j. Okay, that's a character. Will it infer that it's a character? No, it won't. It'll infer that it's a string. With characters, you have to explicitly tell Swift that this is of type character, and you do that by the keyword character. And now, if I option clicked, it'll show that this is a character. Now, what happens if you want to put more than one character in a character type? Var my second character of type character, and it's going to have a value of GHJ. Well, I'm going to get an error because it says, listen, GHJ is a string and you can't put it in a character. So you could only put literally one character in there, and we're good here. Now, what is a string? A string is literally a string of characters. By the way, I should mention here, you could put a number here and this would work, except the computer doesn't see this as the numeric 6, it'll see it as the character 6. That means it cannot do any arithmetic operations on this 6 unless you convert the string to an integer first and then do operations on it, arithmetic operation, because right now this is a character. This is not an integer or double. All right, what is a string? A string is literally a string of characters, right? So var my first string, and we're gonna give it a value of something cool. All right, so the value something cool is a string of characters. There's the S character, the O character, the M character, the I character, the N character, the G character, and there's actually a space too, and that's considered a character as well, and I'll explain in a sec. But of course, if we hold option and click, it's a string. And the reason I say the space counts as a character as well, because if I did print, I don't even have to print, my first string dot count, it'll tell me how many characters there are, and it says 14. So let's go ahead and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not going to count the space. 10, 11, 12, 13. But here it says 14. That's because the space counts as 1. Watch what's going to happen. I put another space. This should update to 15. I put a whole bunch of spaces, and this should update to something larger. Okay, and the last type of data type that we're going to look at is of type Boolean. I'm just going to make some space here. And Boolean only has two possibilities, right? So with integer, it's really infinite. You could go from negative infinity to whatever. Doubles, infinite. Character, essentially infinite. Well, actually, not really infinite, but a pretty large number. Strings, infinite. Boolean, 2. You've only got 2 types of values that you could put in a Boolean variable. So var my first Boolean, and we're going to give it a value of true. Yeah, you guessed it. And the second one, my second Boolean, we're going to give it a type, a value of false. There is no other option for a Boolean, right? So if I hold, this is obviously a Boolean, a bool type. Bool is just short for Boolean. Of course, I could explicitly say bool here. It won't change anything. But yeah, and that's pretty much it. I'm not sure what happened to Xcode. Xcode just randomly quit on me. That's beautiful. All right, regardless, the video was done. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Thank you.